playing for that spot, as you mentioned in the main event. So, map pick of Bravos. Inferno went their way, of course, in fairly convincing fashion. This time around, Havan, they picked Overpass. Their opponents picked the CT side. They're going to start on the T side. Monster Rush coming out is Leo. He's caught out of position. Two teammates, though, still on this bomb site, playing around the water area. Smoke goes down. They take a little bit, but only if they hit the shots. All flags going the way of Havan.
Yeah, looking really solid straight out of the gate, to be fair. Locking them out of the site as well in terms of the rotations. So this is good signs. T-side was shaky. I think they might have been running their setups, running their executes all day long coming into this game. And unfortunately, although a little bit boring, I think your only option here, indeed, is to save. As we've mentioned a couple of times, you get that cheaper head armor when you've only got the 100 Kevlar, maybe something that goes over a few players, a few viewers' heads. So, a bit more to work with. The MP9 with head armor looks kind of scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, indeed. And obviously, a big kind of talking point coming into this map pick of Overpass is what we saw yesterday, where Havan had a very troublesome T-side, to put it lightly. So perfect for them to get the pistol round win underway in very convincing fashion as well. That's nice to see. But now is where they fell short yesterday, wasn't it? This second round, converting the anti-force by of those CTs. So hopefully Havan have made some changes, because if they lose this one, this map could truly begin to spiral out of control already.
Oh, a FAMAS. Kind of frightening to see. Leo, taken out instantly. Good find from Ale as they go for the contact play here. In towards B. Will be the trade that comes back in. Nice advantage taken towards Monster, though. A couple of low HP bars. Should be easily dealt with by Doc. A FAMAS. Oh, man. Could have been massive on B, right? But all the way on A. Wrong place at the wrong time. Flying Deagle there of Wood 7. We'll get sound onto an AK, so you've got to be a bit careful now. Runs out of ammo, though. It was a trap set by a fallen T. All onto Jota here. Not out of the question, but the off angle not expected. And Havan Liberty will find it pretty costly for them, though. This next round now needs not even dropping one, I would say, to be honest, if you want to get this T-side economy started.
Yeah, indeed. And actually, that was a set round on T-side that we didn't see yesterday. That was a set anti-eco round where you swing behind the Molotov on the B short. I'm not sure I can mention actually where exactly that comes from because of insider information, but it is a set round and they have stolen that from a top team. So that's nice to see. So clearly they've already made some changes. They're going back towards the B bomb site again to run this set round once again. So it is a B stack coming out of Bravo, so I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference. They do find Remix, but as long as Doc doesn't overfake, this should be clean. 4 players alive. Havan, you couldn't have asked for a better start, could you?
Yeah, looking pretty good. Talk about the momentum, the bounce back factor, right? It can be very, very difficult. Be curious to know what they've done. You know, it did honestly look very panicked yesterday on the T side. Wouldn't be surprised if, like I say, they've run some setups and stuff today, but also just the more thinking aspect, the coach of this team. Watch a few demos of some top Overpass teams, and like you say, there's a few things here that you've seen before, having done the same kind of research. So we'll see. However, Bravos, I think, maybe doing a little bit of the same. We've got the triple boost, always deadly. Do need to move away from it quickly, but it plays into their hands, right? They don't stick around for too long and give up a bit of that A control. And indeed, they're able to get away with the man advantage.
Yeah, Wood as well. He's still holding on to not a fully passive position. Still got some map control here towards the banana side. So Havan, they're reacting. They know there were 3 players on towards B. They can take some space on A. Molly eventually will go down to push off that deeper angle. So it looks like we could have an A hit on the cards. It'd be nice for Bravos to rotate a 3rd player up. We've got so much information to deal with, and certainly I believe they will rotate up to spot this close player, but that was amazing. The flash comes over first, super explosive, and that was just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, I'm surprised the AWP stuck around, honestly. After that molly came in, I think it becomes very, very dangerous. Through the smoke or around it, I think. Inoko able to find Ali. Nearly finds the double onto Doc. So we'll see here. 3 versus 3. No kit available, unfortunately. And the flank was in, but it was going to be pretty late. It's not up connector. It was all the way around. So just going to move for the save here. hold the rifles, maybe gain a few exits on the way out. But Havan looking a lot better, looking pretty well put together here. Get themselves the 4-0. Doc peeks while reloading. That's a bit of a whoopsie as the smoke goes down. Will end up being a costly round, but all the same, they come away with the victory. We'll see moving forwards. This is where I think it gets a little bit worrying with how costly some of these rounds have been. Bravo's continually saving. Could get in, and 4-0 immediately got the call to pause. I think you've got to vote here. It's not a chat command, so they're just figuring that out, but the pause indeed will come in for that Bravo send.
Yeah, indeed, and actually the money for the T-side's pretty good. The CTs can buy into this one because they're on max loss bonus, so it will be a buy coming out from the Bravos guys. We're assuming that's going to come in, and it looks like that is going to be the case. So good round there from Havan. As you mentioned, it was Wood, wasn't it? He was playing kind of front sight there on A, and he just couldn't hold two angles at once ultimately and got caught out by that swing from Toilets on the flashbang. So nice execute from Havan. Already up 4 rounds. Already feels like a better T side than what we saw yesterday. So based on that alone, a great start for them.
All right. Let's get back into it, see what the Bravos boys have got in store. Early smoke towards Monster. Early Molotovs coming out. So some nice set utility here. Always good to see that you're kind of falling back on that. A little bit of a jump spot in from Playground has been seen, and I think they too have seen the players there. So we've got to be careful with where these CTs stick around. They might just have to pull back. Leo going to go down towards B pretty quickly. Jota will find Remix. Pull out in the open, perhaps a couple of these players are kind of coming from everywhere. However, the CTs generally coming out on top of this. Nice little setup that they've got going. I think the M4 runs out of ammo, unfortunately. So back into the 2-on-2. The bomb being dropped. A chance for Turtle feels to win the round here and now. Dog coming from B is the unknown factor, though. Turtle will spot him out and just about able to survive, but he takes down the healthy player, and now Turtle tagged down to 8. Gives everything across to the 9-1 Doc. Is absolutely in position to maybe steal this round away. Turtle, though, with the quick rotation. Really all depends on timing and when he starts walking, but this is a nice little move from him to get the hell out of dodge and just allow him to get the bomb back. 8 to 6, 8. What's 2 HP? What's the difference? Who cares? On the jump down there. Trying to read it. I don't know if this is going to work, though. Surely Doc's got to know that he's low. Might as well just go A. Why not? Seems pretty confident in towards his A play as well. So it is going to be a retake for the 6 HP Turtle if he fancies it.
Yeah, we'll see what he chooses to go for, of course. HP is super low, but it certainly feels like give it a go. See what can happen. Doc, for the most part, is going to have no idea where Turtle is, and it looks like he's going to recover the ult. He's going to go for the save. It's going to be 5-0 for Havan.
Come on, man. Wanted my intense 1v1.
1v1 from Doc. Indeed. But yeah, 5 rounds. Yesterday, the most we saw was 3 from Havan, and certainly even that was a little bit of a stretch to get there in the end. So, Bravos, I don't think they're going to be able to buy in the next round. It's going to be, it's going to be really close actually with this saved ult. They should be able to buy. You can drop 1 rifle over, so it's going to be a buy, but this time if they don't save rifles, they're now going to be on the eco. So Havan, they're starting to actually run away with this a little bit.
Yeah, it's a keen turnaround from yesterday, keen turnaround from the first map. So we'll see here. Bravo's trying to keep it together. But we need to see them put up a round and soon, otherwise it is indeed, like you say, going to start to become that runaway, these early rounds that can just be the difference in the scoreline in the end. Pretty decent buy, all things considered. Leo going to go for the spot, went down from this exact angle last round. Oh, nice find from Turtle, though, in and around the fire. Not deep enough, right? So he's able to get behind it. Early man advantage, therefore, for Bravos, and, well, Havan don't really know how to respond.
No, they haven't got any map control, really, towards the A side of the map either. Skulls is towards the connector, so maybe they can use that to rotate out. But you can just see, looking at the mini-map, they're so penned in on this B-bomb site. They're kind of fortunate that Bravos weren't playing aggressively on A to get the information themselves. So for the moment, there are free plays here. Remix always spots the back of that CT rifler, and Leo not going to find the opportunity. And now Skulls, he's starting to take the space over towards A. Ale tries to trade a few shots, and Jota, this could be the pivotal moment. If they can isolate him just here ahead of his teammates, his other player in Woods decided to rotate over to A, and that was a massive kill. And now Skulls is going to try and walk up long and find a nice timing.
Not going to work for him though. There's big man Woods in and ready on that AWP. 20 seconds left. Probably just save. Kind of your only option. And that's actually going to screw the personal economy of Remix especially. Still got full nades, so it works out. But if they lose this next round, it's going to be kind of all over the place in terms of the finances. Ali goes down as well even, so it becomes even more of an issue. I think even the buy-in to this next round is not going to be ideal. They'll just about be able to get the AK and maybe a couple of nades, but certainly looking good for Bravos to close the gap quickly.
Yeah, as well, and keeping so many numbers alive there, it's good for that C team money. And of course, with their loss bonus built up, they're going to be set now, but they've kept some money in the bank. So Havan, nice score lead, but it could crumble very quickly, as we see often in CS. AD Fault coming out from the T side. That's a really nice idea, actually, to double nade the pipe. Doesn't quite work out. Some good damage onto Ale. Takes some map control on towards long. So, of course, Doc, he knew there were players in towards connector. He's decided, I'm going to push up long. There shouldn't be anyone here to greet me. Faces one player in the end, but his teammates still being so passive towards mid and connector.
Oh, Doc. There's a player that he has the opportunity to take. Nasty off angle, but Jota, you know, that's kind of the issue with the slow-moving scope. If your crosshair's not in the right spot, it can be a bit of a problem. Nice from inside the smoke, though. That third from Denoco is ridiculous. And he's pretty much just saved the round. 2 versus 2 coming in now. The bomb has yet to be planted. They've split up on the CT side. Always a little risky, but it's just the circumstance they find themselves in. Turtle spots no one out towards Monster. He's going to make the call. Start the rotational position. Not quite committing as yet, though. Wood, meanwhile, sitting around, peeks out, misses the shot. That might just do it. 30 seconds left. Turtle's here pretty quickly. Will take out the first. The bomb being planted gives him a bit of time to close the gap, but the wide swing from DRG on the opposite end will spell disaster. 6-1, Havan Liberty coming away with it. Oh, man, so damn close again. Bravos in the crunch moments, just not able to keep it together.
Yeah, indeed. Bravos, though, they still do have the money here to reinvest. The buy, actually, from the T side is going to drain essentially all of their economy here. So do not panic if you're Bravos. You've got high loss bonus and a good opportunity now of a really heavy reset. And, of course, in that round at times, it looked like they were going to be in control. 5 players towards the B side early for the T side. They're going for a monster rush. Molly goes down. Denoco gets forced back on the flashes. Ale. Oh no, Denoco caught so badly by those flashes. He has no idea what's going on. And Leo rotating goes down as well for good measure. Oh, that was a hell of a monster rush.
Yeah, really solid stuff. Definitely been working on a few of those fundamentals that appeared to be missing. And it's enough to throw Bravos for a loop, who maybe, as we did a little bit, shooing themselves in for the clean 2-0. Looks to be anything but at the moment. Especially if you're dropping rounds like this one. Wood and Jota are going to look to save. Probably not going to be a buy in the next round from Bravos. Maybe a few pistols surrounding these saved weapons. And it looks good for said save as well. So, yeah, some pretty big issues. Some pretty big issues for sure on the CT side that looks so very strong from the get-go on Inferno, and it's really fallen apart here moving into this second map.
Yeah, indeed. And for those that weren't around for yesterday's game between Paqueta and Havan, it certainly felt to me like on the T side, Havan were playing a lot of slow, strung-out rounds, playing the kind of defaults across the map. And what we've seen here on the T side so far is better kind of varying of the pacing in terms of the speed, and also they've thrown in a lot more set plays, particularly onto B in this half. So it's been really nice actually to see the adjustment from yesterday to today, and that's kind of the difference you can make when you watch your games back, say this worked, this didn't work, and make those changes.
Well, a few deagles in here. Leo does have his teammate there to give him the information. The trade comes in. I was going to say this AWP's going to have to pop off, and one kill so far is not too bad. Leo's got his hands onto an AK. Bit of support in as well, I think. No, it looks like Turtle's headed deeper into connector. They've gone for the B play, though. It's a nice little read in the fact that they've killed one, and the other one's deep in short water. So, a man advantage for Bravos, not impossible, looking even better now in the 4 versus 2. But of course, timing is a big issue with no utility and no kits. But if the fights come to you, then definitely makes it a bit easier. Skull's the only one left. 1v4. Wood a little far away from the action. It's a nice little angle to work with here, but he is going to get encroached upon and will get taken down. So there is the half buy around the rifles. Won out very cleanly by Bravos. Maybe this is the opportunity for them to turn things around. And Havan kind of back to the drawing board a little bit. Gonna have to shut this one down pretty quick.
Yeah, indeed. And obviously Bravos there found themselves in a 4-on-3, but man could have done a little bit better job with their utility in that after part. They'll certainly be disappointed to not at least make that one close. But certainly for Bravos, it felt like they needed a round like that to start clawing themselves back into this half. Of course, a CT-sided map is Overpass. They'll certainly be looking to get up to at least 5, 6, maybe even 7 rounds still on the CT side, and that's the best start you can hope for, both in terms of the sheer round score and economically. It's so massive to win on those low buys. So triple boost again is going to be coming out. We saw this of course earlier in the half. Wood is going to have another entry. DRG knows what's up this time, gets out of dodge before we can get traded as well.
Yeah, it takes a long time to set that up, right? So DRG indeed able to even things back up, because Wood had found a kill earlier on, I think, towards middle. Looking pretty good once this AWP has gotten rolling, finding another. I'm going to give the A-bomb site a go with, once again, an execute they've got here in the back pocket. It looks like maybe they're not going to pull it out just yet. But the 4 versus 3 are looking pretty good for Bravos.
Yeah, for the moment, Bravo's leaning 3 players over towards A. And you can see how Havan, they've actually adjusted on towards this B bomb site. So it's only the sole player in defense here of Leo. So he's going to be under real pressure as these players start to come out. One goes out of Monster. Nades are starting to fly over. He's going to hide here behind the bomb site in towards the pit. Nobody facing for the moment. Bomb is going to get stuck soon. Flash is coming over to give Leo a hand. And that's a really big frag onto that first player. And now with Skull's trapped on the site, he's going to smoke onto himself. There's so many CT players coming on this bridge angle. He finds the first, but tagged so far down. He gets traded, and Remix now penned in towards the short position. He finds the first, catches the second with his knife out, and Remix. Oh, that's some deja vu to yesterday. He's so good in these 1-on-X's, isn't he? Just hitting those shots when it matters. And that player there, I think it was Denoco, running into short with his knife out. Oh, he's going to have some questions after that one.
Yeah, definitely. Ah, man. Madness, again, kind of coming into play in some of these scenarios. Got to keep it together, and unfortunately dropping to some sillier moments in places. So we'll see. Buys back out. Wood this time not able to find it over the top of the smoke. He's been going for that a few times. It has escaped him. Goodness me. Very lucky there, DRG. He's finding a lot of success from that angle early on. You know, the Molotov comes in there, I think. Need that even earlier. Some very lucky shots here. Low HP bars. Plague onto that T side, sorry. The kill's just going the way. It might not even matter. Wood out towards long. We'll spot Doc here. Misses the shot. Misses it again, and Doc will take him down. That's a little rough. Caught out in the open. Definitely panicking. Van Liberty moving up to 9 pretty quickly.
Let me pose you an interesting question, Squiv. if I showed you the T side of Havan, and I showed you the T side of from the game yesterday and the T side from the game today, with no nameplates on, no idea who the team was, would you in a million years think that that was the same team on the T side of both of these games?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I can completely agree with the little thought experiment you're getting at there.
It's almost amazing how much they've changed in just 24 hours. It's true, they must have scrimmed it at least a few times today, or perhaps it was the case that yesterday the pressure perhaps got to them and they were just not running their goods here. A lot of these rounds have just been fairly simple. Load up numbers towards B, face short, fast monster rushes, playing some slow AD faults. It's been unbelievably more composed than what we saw yesterday, and certainly for a team like Bravos, which has been off to such strong halves in all of their games here, this is the first time they've even been in this position of being so far down in a game.
As touched on, it's definitely something that might be a little bit in the rivalry between these two teams. Overpass is a map that Havan have picked an awful lot against them and found good success, I think, for one of them, and then like decent success, 16-12, 16-13s. For Danico, you can see in this game ever so slightly, the previous one more so, how much of an impact it can have for this squad. But all the same, Van Liberty, you've got to hand it to them, looking really solid here. Very, very well put together, and I think they're definitely going to be confident moving forwards. The 9 rounds should be enough to work with already, and they've got a few more to go. Yeah, there's some interesting conversations about the game yesterday for sure. I definitely think that first half, 13-2, and then winning the pistol, maybe they were like, all right, cool, hard work's done, it's over. Nice little glide in from Danoco, sets up the double from Leo. Will it be enough? The spam in from Connector almost takes out Doc. So again, we're looking at these half-by rounds from Bravos, looking decent. Still got Turtle in towards this B-bomb site, doing exactly that, as he so often does. Flank coming through as well. So certainly looks kind of scary here for Havan against the half-by once again. Turtle going to wait for this bomb to go down, I would imagine. However, it just goes flying in towards Pit, and he drops it, as well as finding a bit of damage onto Remix. Doc will fall, not ready for Wood, and now Remix with 41 HP against 2 Deagles has to do it all. Jota with the off angle. I was going to say if he goes A, he might not get checked. However, he will drop back towards B here, going to go for the bomb plant. Maybe? Or out towards Connector. He's trying to get the drop, trying to find information. He's now lost that control on B, though, so he does have to commit to this Connector play, one would assume.
See what the CTs choose to do. He's being so slow that actually it looks like Jota's thinking he could have actually walked back to A in this scenario. Remix, though, coming out of the monster pipe. Wood is just playing an off angle by barrels for the moment, and if Remix doesn't check, this is going to be all she wrote. Wood catches him out. So that's going to be a third round for Bravos, and I believe they've now won 2 kind of half buys with some saved guns. So to only be at 3 rounds, considering that kind of almost luck and fortune in those positions, is so scary. And now they really need to start stringing some rounds together. This has to be a 6-round half, or we could already be looking at the 3rd map.
Well, we'll see whether they can run it back, keep it rolling. Consistency has kind of escaped them. The buy, not ideal though from the T side, right? A couple of Deagles in play. So Bravos, this should be their time to at least hit 4, which is of the least workable scorelines, definitely the most workable one, right? That 11-4 can be a little deceiving. Great flash comes in. Fantastic response here, though, from Wood. Jota going to hold and keep his homie covered. 5-on-3 then off that long play. Very nice start for the CT side. Oh, and it might just get a little better. It does indeed. Wood arming Remix there. Thankfully, not a thing. Of course, legging is. So now a 5-on-2.
Yeah, it's difficult to see what the 2 remaining Havan players going to get done. A little bit scary there for Wood. It up in the end. 4 rounds then for Bravos. Money in the bin for Havans. This one should be an eco, so already starting to look like a much more doable scoreline going to the second half. But even so, the gun round wins have been few and far between, and that one alone was up against a few deagles, maybe a few small mistakes creeping in for Havan. So it's time to just take the eco, reset, and make it 5 and close out on what has still been a brilliant half.
Well, in for the con play. Up they go. Wood might get overwhelmed here. He actually will. That's an AWP going to be dropped now. Dangerous to stick around that long with no con control and no cover. So, certainly see. The rotations are in, and Havan are going to continue to commit to it, as you would expect. Turtle on the nasty angle through the window. We're actually going to drop back. To Banana or to B? Bomb does need to be careful about how it works its way out, but it looks like it's Banana anyway. Going to try and get Remix in with the AWP. I think that's what they're after. We'll check his angles here. Turtle goes mega wide. Does get the double here. Needs a little bit of support to stay alive. Finding himself another, and it looks good. Will eventually go down, but losing a couple players there. Not ideal, that's for sure. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, well, considering this is the last round and a half, money situation doesn't really matter about getting that round over the line. So, by coming out from Havan, already up to 9 rounds here on the T side of Overpass. Been great so far, but judged on the gun rounds thus far in this game, I've got to say advantage Havan. Hopefully we can see a bit more of what we saw early in the half and then close this one out on a high.
That's what they're after, bro. That is indeed what they're after. We'll see. Double AWPs. Does it need changing if it is not broken? Oh, Wood with the timing, though. Perfect read. Able to take out that first. Once again, definitely a key part of the turnaround, I think, for this CT side is Wood.
Second AWP there, coming into play, of course. The T side would have seen that first AWP from Wood onto Woods A. That gets thrown into the comms, and then immediately players will just start assuming there's no AWPs anywhere else on the map. We can play a little bit looser, start facing more towards these other areas. And there, I believe it was Skulls. It wasn't Skulls, another player. Can't remember. Got caught out there in towards short. Denoco playing around Monsty. Here's the first shot. Bit of a nade. Bit of a surf as well. Dodges the flashbang. Leo does get caught out, but Denoco, he's having none. He finds a second. Skulls left alone. 1 on 3. Surely no chances here. He's going to fall as Bravos do recover this CT side. They're going to make it 6, and at times they were looking in a really scary position. So bomb defuse is going to come in eventually. There it is. 6 rounds in the bag, not too bad in the end, but taking an early advantage here are the Havana guys. We'll catch you all back after this quick break.
running out of words you wanna say. I've been looking for you, looking for you, looking for you. Take me down, leave me lost and found. Take me down, loudly without a sound, and I will rise, and I will fly.
Well, bit of a run back there towards the tail end from Bravos. See whether they can use this momentum moving forwards. You know, all that stands between them and the lead is a pistol and a rifle round. Anti-ecos and force buys in there, of course. They're easy, right? That's how it's meant to go anyway. So we'll see whether in their minds they can turn it around. Havan, Liberty, however, much improved from yesterday. That is for sure. I mean, certainly some nice rounds that they've worked their own little style into. However, Turtle going to open up. The raid boss P250 cracks the head of Ali clean off, and now the round blows wide open.
Yeah, indeed. And Remix now the sole player on the A-bomb side. That's the best way to start. Removes the head from Turtle, makes it 2 onto Leo, and Dinoco finally is going to end the madness. Rotate starting to come in. That's going to start pushing Connector here, and Woody, he's not going to see any players for the moment. They haven't decided actually to go for this information. You can see the T side, they themselves starting to slow down. They'll be hearing these players soon enough on towards the banana side. So hopefully they can start pushing soon, because DRG's under a lot of pressure. He's playing fairly passive for the moment in towards Bank. Nade starting to come over. Dinoco's jumping round, trying to avoid any of those USP headshots. DRG given an opportunity. He can't connect. Now the flank starts to come in. Doc finds one. DRG does actually find a kill. That's absolutely huge considering his HP. Bomb is planted on this side of default. That's massive. Wood has to face, and that's going to be a pistol round loss when they really needed to pick it up.
Yeah, it looks so good from the get-go. I think they give it a little bit too much room to remix. Maybe needed to rethink, reapproach. They got a couple flashes, and this is one of the things as well. I don't know whether Bravos have done some work on their T sides, but when you, I think, get the core fundamentals of, okay, here's our set round, this is what we're going to do. When that, you know, intangible, the unknown variable in the form of remix in that round, you've got to adapt. And I would just say, before you face back in after that first kill, get a flash in there, make it awkward for him. But maybe in the back of that player's mind who had the flashes, it's like these two flashes are designed to set the burst onto the A site once we get there. But, of course, you're not going to get there when Big Man Remix is in the way. Ooh. No one saw it. It's all good, Ali. Don't worry about it, mate. We won't tell anyone. Fluff the nade up ever so slightly, but I suppose you don't want to go too wide around that corner and get spammed through the smoke.
Gained a lot of ground, though, here on towards long. Few Galil's here in attendance. Remix, I don't think he's going to have a clue if these players could be in attendance, and that is a truly sensational two-man spray down. Teammate in Doc comes over to lend a hand. Now just 2 players remaining. Leo gets taken down at Bravos. Even in losing the pistol, could they have found this reset with the bomb plant invested of all that money? It could have been doable, but now Havan, they're in such a great position.
Yeah, maybe some damage here for Jota. Still managed to find the first. Labor spray down onto the second. Maybe a potential at the bomb plant here. Might not be too bad, but Remix gets the good timing and will be able to drop him. Still nice to keep that economy modest and all that good stuff, so he can give them that silver lining. But moving forwards, of course, Havan Liberty looking pretty comfortable right now in the ascendancy, looking to double the scoreline of their opponent. And then just a couple of rifle rounds, right? And we'll be going to map 3. That's the logic here.
Yeah, indeed. And obviously up against Paqueta yesterday on the third and final map of Overpass. That was a 13-2 CT side for the first half. So based on that evidence, they should be feeling pretty happy about how this one has gone thus far. And they certainly love the CT side, especially when you get the economy rolling. Joff is going to find one, but Remix, so many kills in that MP9. He can buy into an AWP on the next if he chooses to do so. I would like to see that in this position as well. So we see how they choose to go in terms of the buy in the end, but now it's coming kind of crunch time for Bravos. They have to get rifle rounds and they need to string a few together as well.
All right, let's see what they've got. It looks like a slightly better buy, to be fair. I suppose they do have the AWP out on the CT side, but an MP9 and a FAMAS never really ideal. Clearly the bonus, right, for the Havan Liberty side, at least for Skulls himself. Either way, nothing as yet. We saw Woody quite a lot going for those early peaks. Remix, though, as the smoke dissipates, will find Turtle. Knows what's up. I think he did see him there as it started to go down. Particularly on the minimap, right? Generally shows up there before it does into your eyeballs, I suppose. Really depends. Maybe if you're playing in low light, you might spot him, but nonetheless, Remix hits the shot, and it is now a 5-on-4 for Havan Liberty.
Yeah, Turtle there, he might have thought, being the first gun, the bonus, there couldn't be an AWP in play, but obviously, with our oversight and all the information we had, we knew that with so many SMG kills, several players actually could have bought into an AWP in that scenario. Coming along towards long are these Bravos players, set up beautifully here are Havan. Remix holding the wide swing, one player up close, and... Okay, let's breathe for a moment and at least finish the cast on the round. Remix, he's stuck in the corner. He's already on a 3k in this round. We'll talk about that one later. Doc, he's playing around the truck. 2 players remaining for Bravos. And unless they can get some great individual entries, as Remix, he gets an ace in terms of the number of kills.
Oh my god, makes up for it. That is hilarious. That is so funny. Just goes to show as well, like on the flick up to try and find that he's like nowhere near. Do you know what I mean? He's quite far off. He's headshot his teammate, who is a good like half a player's worth of space below where that jumping player was. Oh man, that's hilarious. That is so funny. But it's all good, right? They're just trying to give themselves a handicap to rub it in even more here with the pretty dominating start to this second half. That looks set to continue. The half buy coming in. We found some great success here for Bravos in the first half, but not looking to be the case here. Remix still alive, dropping the bomb, doing the damage. Get overwhelmed eventually. He will indeed by Woody. Jota ready for his flank, kind of, but unfortunately looking in the wrong area. So all going to be on the AWP, coming in from all sides. Spam down through divider, finished off by the MP9, and 14-6 for the Van Liberty. I think we're going Dust 2, baby, and I think we're going to get there a bit quick.
Yeah, indeed, and based off the first map in this series and the series from Bravos yesterday, it's a total role reversal in terms of how a lot of their maps have been going, and of course, Havan, we saw them yesterday on Overpass and they made a bit of a meal of it in the end. But it was their CT side, which looked all the dominant. And of course here, looking so good so far in Remix. He hasn't missed a beat the whole map long. Early round, mid round in the afterparts. He's connected with everything and just about connects in the end and gets out alive. I thought Commentator's Curse would come in full swing there.
You know, the Lord works in mysterious ways, my dude. I think they've had quite enough for a few rounds after that Remix shot. Nonetheless, Doc and Ale trying to get control of Short and Connector respectively. Oh, the timing on that could be very awkward. Down goes Turtle up top, and the distraction is perfect. He'll find the trade onto one, but unfortunately, not as much support. Trying to have to do all the work himself. 3 versus 2. Danoco looks set to get caught here as well. Indeed, he shall. So Woody the only one left. Ace required. In the round, it feels to save Bravos Gaming from destruction. Not going to happen, though, at least for now, especially while he's stuck in Connector. And if he goes out short, he's probably a dead man. Pretty hard one to flick up to with a contact AWP. Or, while he goes in, his days Okay, should have been over. However, Skulls has kind of given him a weird opportunity here with the insanely early pre-fire. However, Deagle, it was all just fun and games. Deagle takes him down. 9 rounds in a row for Bravo to take us to overtime.
Almost difficult to get too excited, isn't it, here in the closing stage? It seems like a totally one map already here for Havan, of course. Their T side was so much improved compared to what we saw yesterday. We said in the cast, they look like a totally different team on that T side, especially making some very obvious changes from the set rounds on the CT side. This is exactly what we saw yesterday. Remix totally on point. Doc has played a great series actually so far here. 4 players leaning on towards B for Havan, and looking where the bomb is, they could be walking straight into the meat grinder here.
Looks to be set that way, doesn't it? Denoco incredibly low here. Leo going to get tagged up. Also on the top side there, I believe. Nonetheless, still 5 remain. So there's that. Just barely. Just barely. But see what they can do with the numbers. A-bomb site is a little spread out. 1 player in the bathrooms, 1 player on the site itself. Oh, so we'll see what happens. Remix might be about to have a field day, but can't find it. The info's there at the very least, right? To set up maybe 1 rotation and, of course, prepare Ale for the incoming onslaught. Very blind. Not quite able to capitalize on them. Leo goes down to DRG. Jota with the trade. Ale, again, very blind, but again, not able to capitalize off of them. Keeps giving chances away here. Eventually taken out. Into the 2 versus 2. Definitely not impossible to be winning this. Rotation's finally coming up as the bomb gets planted. Looks good, though, for the T side. Keep it all together. Skulls will get taken out, and that is a 7th for Bravo. So we're here for a little while longer.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm sure Havan would have felt like they should have converted that round. Those flashes were all CT flashes coming over. It was more like Havan never took the opportunity to peek out together on the flashes. They did find a lot of kills, but ultimately they took some bad duels there towards the end. So a little bit of a slip up, but overall they got a lot of rounds to play with, and given how the start of these rounds have been playing out, nothing to panic about. So it looks like Remix here on the AWP. He's heading towards the B-bomb, so he's going to switch it up, and he's already gained ground in towards short. So a very dynamic CT side already from Havan.
There you are. Find success with it as well as Leo gets sprayed down through the smoke. Always a frustrating way to go down. They've tagged up Ale, but honestly should be doable here for Havan. We've seen them have the lead in a lot of rounds in the second half, of course, and convert them pretty easily. So looking set. Not much hard work required, one would assume. But stranger things have happened, especially while we've been watching these South American teams.
Super slow one here from Bravo. So they've decided, let's regroup here towards the B-bomb site. We've still got 2 smokes, got some mollies, and the CTs, they're playing in towards short. So as long as they can get past this angle, they stand a good chance, but they have no idea that Remix is in attendance. And now they're in a really dire position. The CTs, they're putting down smokes to buy time. The T side, they're not sure what to do. Do you commit? Do you not commit? Molly, they're going on towards short. That might help a little bit, but ultimately they're not committing out. 30 seconds remaining. Players scaling back towards A. This is going to be so close on the time if they can even pull this off. And Ale's playing such a huge off angle here. Is Jota going to check? He does check, but he loses the duel. 18, 17. Denoco faces. The bomb should get planted unless Doc here can deny it.
Not a lot of time. It is definitely a risk. Denoco, unfortunately, not going to get the bomb plant in. Doesn't really matter. All the kills have come through. The 16-7 lands, and that will indeed be a 3rd map here, folks. A hell of a showing from Havan Liberty. We'll see if they can keep it up onto Dust 2. We'll be back after the break. See you in a few.